They have a lot of fallout, they have a lot of kickback. So, kickback?
Oh, kickback. Chilling out, maxing, relaxing. Summertime with a fantastic kickback.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Adri. So today I'm going to be doing a full face of Wet n Wild makeup. I've been wanting to do this for a while, but I was just missing some products. So yesterday I finally completed a full face purchase. Yes, I never had like the full face of makeup, but today I do, so we're going to go ahead and get started on that. When I do my makeup, I start off with the eyebrows, and I'm actually pulling a palette today for the eyebrows. I have two from them, and I wasn't going to open this one. I was going to give it away when I hit, I don't know, a certain number on Instagram. I was going to do a giveaway, but I had to crack this open for my brow color, which is right here. I didn't have a brow pencil, and I figured that I could just use this one since I already have it. I tested this color out just to see if I could make it work, because if not, I was gonna have to go get a brow pencil. But no, this works perfectly fine, especially for y'all who use brow powders. The important part for my brows is really just like the cleanup. Right now I really don't care. I'm kind of just like filling in wherever gaps are in the brows, and then I'll just like come back and use concealer. I'm gonna go ahead and conceal the brows with their concealer. This is in the shade Light Ivory. Just the one that I use. It's the Photo Focus concealer. I'm just gonna pop some on the back of my hand and use that to clean up the brows a little bit. Okay, so what I'm doing is just putting concealer on my lid and just using it as a eyeshadow base. I will just set it a little bit with some powder, but not too much, so it can still have a little bit of tackiness to it, so the eyeshadows can be pigmented or look pigmented, but still have that easy blendability. So now we're going to move on to my favorite part, which is the eyeshadow. I'm using the Rosé in the Air palette. But this palette is supposed to be an exact dupe for the Modern Renaissance palette from ABH. That palette, I believe, is $42 and this one is $5.99. I'm going to go ahead and pop up the picture right here. It's literally the exact dupe for it. Everything here should be under like $6 or $7. A little disclaimer, I love all these products that I'm using today. There's only one product that I'm not the biggest fan of. The only two things I would say, just if I'm nitpicking, would be that they're so pigmented that it has a lot of kickback in the pan when you put your brush in there. And the shimmers, they're not as metallic as I want them to be, but they're still really cute. I know that I want to go more dramatic, so I think I might just start off with this color right here and then kind of like see where it goes. As you can see, it has good pigment. I can't really find any other palettes in the drugstore that are as good as these. If you're looking for an affordable palette, I recommend these over anything else. But just watch out for the fallout and you should be good. I want to move on to my darker shade, which is going to be this brown right here. I'm just going to go ahead and stamp it on the lower part and bring it up. So I'm just going to go ahead and start like packing on the concealer. And what I mean by that is I just pop a little bit of concealer in the front part of the eye, so whatever pigment I put on top of it looks poppin', basically. It's like a sloppy cut crease. I want to pick up this shade right here. It's the lightest shade in the palette. You can't really tell. It's It's just a pretty champagne shade. I'm gonna start with more of a fluffy brush to apply the shimmer, just so I can apply it evenly. It looks really nice. Wow. I feel like I spent so long in the eyes, so I'm going to go ahead and move on. I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Mega Liner in the shade Black. That liner is amazing. It's super black, but it is not a matte eyeliner. So I'm going to take just a little bit of this black eyeshadow in the Nude Awakening palette. I'm just going to go over the eyeliner just a little bit. I've had this liner for literally, probably not the best for me, but literally 2 years. And I still haven't run out of it. And I feel like setting this liner would help a lot too, since it's not waterproof. It'll help with longevity and not transferring. So once I'm done with the top part of the eyes, I go ahead and move on to my face. I'm going to prime my face with the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Rose 3-in-1 Primer Water. So I'm going to go ahead and apply the foundation. I use the Photo Focus foundation in Golden Beige. This is my holy grail if you guys don't know. I really love this foundation. It's a really pretty medium coverage. It's not too matte, it's not too glowy. It lasts all day. And I usually wear foundations for like 10 hours, so that's really good. And I have oily skin. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and spread it out with the brush first, and then I'll go ahead and use the Beauty Blender. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with their concealer. This is more of a mousse texture. This is the shade Light Ivory. I've noticed with this concealer that you have to go in quite a few times. Like for each eye, I've dunked twice at least, which usually you shouldn't have to. It's good and it has maybe like a medium coverage, especially for like $4 or $5. It is more on the thick side. If you like more of a lightweight concealer, this probably wouldn't be your favorite. I'm going to set my face with the Photo Focus Translucent Setting Powder. This is my favorite setting powder. This is what I use every single day. It really smooths out the skin and makes it look blurred. It like fills in your pores. It's so cool. Unfortunately, I didn't pick up a pressed powder, but I have used the pressed powders before and they're pretty good. I don't know about just them on their own on top of foundation, but the only way I'll use a pressed powder is to like wipe off the translucent powder or to like take away the white cast of a translucent powder. Luckily with this one I feel like you don't really need to do that, especially if you add bronzer. Like I feel like this translucent powder doesn't leave a white cast like I said before. So if you remember in the beginning of this video I mentioned that there was a product that wasn't exactly my favorite, and that is the bronzer. Now the bronzer itself is really pretty, but the thing is it's like almost a highlighter and it's super light. This is more of like for fair skin tones, but yeah, if you like a matte bronzer, I wouldn't say that this would be your go-to. It's cute for like the summer and stuff, just to like have a little bit of shimmer on your face and whatever. But I don't like shimmer on my face. You can't even, it doesn't show up. So I'll probably go in with like something else, but I just wanted to show you. And it just like doesn't show up. And also it doesn't help that the bronzer is shimmery. So I would definitely go for a darker shade. This is the shade Sunset Striptease. I'm going to go ahead and go in with the bronzer I use pretty much every day. This bronzer was $1 on Shop Miss A. And it is the Malibu Glitz Bronzer in Honey. And we'll come back for blush, yo. So while I'm baking, I go ahead and put on my blush. This is my favorite blush ever. I use this every day. It goes with any look that I wear. This is the Mellow Wine Blush from Wet n Wild. So what it looks like. It's a really pretty pinky mauve-y shade. And usually I would only use peach blushes because that's what everybody else was wearing and I thought it looked so pretty. But it just doesn't go with every look, and I wanted a blush that did that, and this one, she's the one. Like, I am passionate about blush, y'all. Like, I never used to wear blush and now I love it. Oh, it gets me so, like, it looks so pretty. If you guys don't use blush, if you don't think you need blush, you do. You do. She's definitely a builder. Just be patient with her. She'll come through a little bit on my nose because I want to look like I'm cold. Woo! How people feel about highlighter is how I feel about blush. So most of the face is done. I'm gonna go ahead and set it with the rose water. So don't hate me, I don't have a highlighter because I don't like highlighter. I know. I know. I know. But I do like highlighter on my cupid's bow and on the tip of my nose. I don't wear it on my cheeks because I have texture the house. So for my nose and for my cupid's bow, I'm going to take the same shade I used on my lids. Oh, she's glittery the house. Okay. Right there. Ooh. Okay. Sorry. Blush and highlighter on my nose just like gets me a little excited. So next I'm gonna go ahead and go in with this Max Volume waterproof mascara. It looks like that. You're not really gonna tell because I have so much eyeshadow on and the eyeliner is kind of gonna cover it up. Maybe you can, who knows. But I will say I use this mascara for like 3 days now. No, like 2 days now. 2 or 3 days, and I really like it. I like that it's not super crunchy like other waterproof mascaras. It gives you some time to work with it and it layers really well, and yeah, I really like it. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop on the lashes. These are the TL Mitchell lashes from Tati Lashes, and I will be back for the lid. Wouldn't be my video if I didn't sing something stupid. But lastly, I'm going to be going in with the Mega Last Liquid Catsuit Matte Liquid Lipstick in the shades Give Me Mocha and Rebel Rose. So I will use this Give Me Mocha around the perimeter, and then I will put Rebel Rose in the center. You know what? I just realized that I just used lashes that weren't One Wild, but I don't think One Wild has lashes. Do they? I hope not. Alright guys, and that is it for this glam look using all Wet n Wild products. Other than that, you know the drill with the likes and the subscribes and whatever. I don't gotta tell you what to do. You do what you want to. Oh, I am contradicting myself because in my last video I said like, subscribe. I just don't know what to do with that. Like, do I tell you? Do I not? Maybe some videos I'll tell you, some videos I won't. Who knows? But other than that, I will see you in the next video. If you want, you can go ahead and leave a comment what you want to see next. But other than that, we are out of here. I will see you later. Bye! I start off... my hair is jacked up. I was actually going to give away the palette. They do sell brow pencils. I just forgot to pick one up because I am a dumbass bitch. For you guys who use brow powders, favorite part. My foot's asleep. My foot's asleep. Bronzer as I can, like pack it on. I want to look like Mrs. Claus and Santa Claus and someone who lives in cold weather. I was caught in a snowstorm for like a little too long. Came inside like really cute. I don't know what I'm saying.